Hey y'all, Lord Ivan here. I just want to make a quick video talking about my league starter for Mirage League, which in this case was Glacial Cascade of the Fissure Mines. So this is a build from Smokey, who is a YouTuber and streamer, and I thought it was super interesting because the mine playstyle really suits me. It just gets to really fast gameplay, really good single target, and in this case also very, very good clear because we are trying to get as much AoE as we can with our glacial fissure glacial cascade of the fissure as well. So I just wanted to let you guys see some gameplay in the background of me doing some normal mapping. Occasionally we'll see some bossing in there as well. It's really, really good against bosses when you learn to aim it right, but it does require a little bit of knowledge for you to aim them right in the first place. So let's just go ahead and start talking about the build. So with this build, you have the actual spell Glacial Cascade of the Fissure, which is a transfigured version of the gem. I don't recommend playing it without the actual transfigured gem. It's very, very different. Basically, the difference is that in this case, it deals more damage, it causes more bursts to happen, and it does not have that effect that Glacial Cascade does of knocking enemies back. So nobody gets knocked back, makes it so that you get hit by your bursts from your fissure a lot easier. And so we're running that as an elementalist where we have some golems. We've got a lightning golem, a stone golem, a flame golem, and an ice golem. All of those are up. They have buffs from the passive tree, giving us basically what we need. Right now, I'm in the kind of medium to end game version of the build where we've got low life, and so we're dealing extra damage at the cost of the fact that we don't have much HP and we have to rely on energy shield. But it's a really, really comfy playstyle. You zoom around, you throw mines down, they auto explode. We know how miners work at this point. They just blow up stuff on the screen and you just zoom around and do whatever you want. The main thing you have to worry about is just defenses. For the most part, speed is usually not really an issue ever. We've got Arcanist Brand. That Arcanist Brand is going to be casting Frostbite and Assassin's Mark, so we just, deal extra damage. And you only do that in case of, like, really big bosses. Normal map bosses, I've been able to just plow through no matter what, so that's not too important. So let's go talk about the items actually on the build before we talk about what you should do to actually play this build and how it actually went. All right, so in the items that we are using, a lot of these are from Smokey's more recent updates into the medium to late game version. I'm past the early game version that is on a 6 link. So let's take a look at what we have here. First, start with the wand. Foulborn, Tollborn. We just want as many plus levels to our cold gem as possible. So this one is +3. Please make sure if you're getting this, you get the +3 level of cold spell skill gems, because there is another one that has a different effect. Don't get that one. Don't just look up Foulborn, Tollborn and get the first one. Make sure it is this specific one. We are going to be using a Winter Weave and Deodri's Damning. Deodri's Damning is so that we can apply 2 curses without having to worry about anything later. Winter Weave is because we can go to the bell. Archon's Tools is making it so that we get a 3rd Skitterbot. That Skitterbot is going to apply everything to us. So we're going to be affected by Shock, Free, or Chill, and Scorch. Scorch we just avoid by getting a bunch of elemental resistances so that we just take the -15. We just deal with it. We're still overcapped on res. The Chill we are choosing to reverse instead so that we get some action speed bonuses, which is where a large part of this skill speed actually comes from. So Archon's Tools, really, really good, really fun, makes everything pretty much breeze, especially with the increased mana reservation of skills, because we are running quite a lot of auras on this build. The other main part that you need to pay attention to is the Archdemon Crown. This is where we put our actual skill. The body armor does not have to be a 6 link anymore. The actual skill can go into the helmet. This is a pain to craft because you need, number 1, an Archdemon Crown, which is only available in Ritual. So you buy one of those, but it needs to be Shaper Influence to roll the spell gems that we're actually trying to get on it. So it needs to be Shaper Influence, which adds an extra about a div. Then you need to roll it with Essences of Horror because we want that socketed gems deal 30% more damage, and we are going to roll it until we get either hypothermia or trap and mine damage. And then the idea is that you have an extra suffix so that you can lock suffixes, reforge crit, and get base crit as well. That is incredibly expensive to do. I have already spent about 7 div on trying to roll this helmet. This is the best I got. I personally don't plan on playing this build anymore because I'm going to be moving on, but I could take this build even further. It is a lot of damage being left on the table by me not maxing out this helmet, but it's okay. I got my hypothermia. It's whatever. My Glacial Cascade of the Fissure is... I'm trying to level up a new one, so that's why it looks a little weird, but it's an extra 8 levels, so that's pretty cool. Along with that, we're just getting +1 level cold skill gems in our amulet. Shield, we want spell crit chance, and then just as much energy shield as possible, and hopefully chance to block. Boots, normal boots. These gloves are kind of insane. I dropped them. I did not spend the like 7 div that they normally would be. They dropped with the increased damage against shield enemies, which is usually a tempo modifier. It's crazy that I got these randomly dropped. Awesome. And so we get inflict cold exposure and trap throwing speed on there as well. Our flask setup is because we are going low life. If you look, we have hatred and clarity on arrogance support, which is taking up all of our life so that we can do pain attunement for 30% more spell damage. But we also need to realize that because we're low life, if we get hit by chaos damage when we have 185 HP, we're going to die instantly. So that is what the coruscating elixir is for. Chaos damage will not bypass energy shield. And so the way that this is always up is the traitor by getting a brutal restraint. You can look for some good nodes. I found some increased dex so that I don't have to take a dex node, some increased effective auras, some onslaught, just because I thought it'd be nice to have for this build. This is something Smokey did in the most recent version of the build, so if you're looking at an older version, that's probably why you don't see that. So the items, pretty easy to get a hold of after a little bit. Some of it, you just want to get a big chest. This isn't even a very awesome chest. It's just one that I can deal with for the time being. Personally, I am struggling a little bit with survivability right now because I'm trying to not spend a million gajillion dollars on everything, but my chaos res is really bad. It's only 6, so I'm taking a lot of chaos damage when I'm doing stuff, which kind of sucks. I was trying to get it on the shield, but oh my god, I've spent so much time trying to craft this shield and it's just not working out. I've just been spamming woe essences. I've been trying to like reforge defense on another version of the shield I have. It's spending so much time. So that's why I say I'm just kind of putting the build down and going to play something else because we're almost elite. We're a week into the league, so I just want to, you know, go and do something else. So let's talk about the actual league start next. So let's talk about how you actually level through the axe and how comfy this build is on the league start. Once you get through the axe, which Smokey recommends that you start with Righteous Fire and then respec later. I didn't. If you want to see my whole league start, there's like a 7-hour VOD on my Twitch channel that you can look at. I was just being really lazy. We were having a fun time, so it doesn't matter too much. But once you get to maps, you want to just try to get your 5 link, try to get your 6 link. It's very normal gear up to that point. The only thing you're looking for is +1 levels to your cold gem and some mine throwing speed. Other than that, literally just get life, defenses, whatever. It's super comfortable to level. Something I found very interesting about this build is that this build excels in places that normally I struggle with in League Start. So in League Start, I usually do really well until I hit that yellow transition into red maps where I just start tanking and I just start losing maps constantly, getting one-tapped constantly. This build does really well because you just have the ability to scale your damage so easily that when I got to red maps, I was still just taking out bosses, no trouble. The defenses were something to, you know, scoff at, but the actual damage kept up really nice, which is awesome. And so because of that, this was super comfy to league start. I only just now started transitioning into this low life version of the build. Before then, I was still on a 6 link. I did my entire Atlas so far on a 6 link. I've done Eater, I've done Exarch, I've done Shaper, I've done all of the Echoes, the memory bosses, I've done the Elder, I haven't done Uber Elder, but I've done all of that on just a 6 link and like the base gear that this comes with. It's like 11 million DPS. It's really good, really comfortable. That being said, I also don't want to take away from the fact that this build can be annoying at times because of its defenses. In terms of defenses, you're kind of screwed for a long time on fizz damage. Fizz damage is really, really annoying to get rid of because we don't have a lot of energy shield. We're just doing a mix of energy shield and life at this point. Evasion's not super fun to get, and you need it in such large quantities for it to feel useful. That I will say I did get a little upset during the axe, not the axe, the mapping. I did just pop sometimes. Like you just something happens with fizz damage, you don't get room for grace, so you just pop instantly, and that was a little tilting from time to time. But this is a mine playstyle. You're supposed to throw them in front of you and then let them kill things. I was being impatient. A lot of that's on me. It's glass cannon earlier on to fizz damage, but you can deal with it. It's not too bad. Overall, though, very, very great League Start. One of my top 5 League Starter builds that I've ever done. It has been really nice, especially because I like mines. I think I'm just going to keep looking for this mine play style each time because they're just so comfortable to play with for me. They can do so much. There is so much content that this build excels at. The only thing I was struggling with was like super juiced not rituals, expeditions, but that's, that's expeditions. Those can get insane when they're juiced anyway. But that is pretty much it. My league start went really, really well. I plan on making another video based on not Mirage just yet because I need more time with it, but I will be making a video related to Path of Exile in the coming weeks, maybe 1 or 2 before that Mirage video comes out. That one's going to take me a while. But yeah, thank you all for sticking with me. I know that there hasn't been much on this channel recently. I'll be honest, I was so burnt out and disappointed in Path of Exile recently. Mercenaries was fun, but there wasn't really anything I felt I could add in a video to it that someone already hasn't said. The Breach League the Keepers League was just so boring to me. I played one build and I left. I didn't care too much for it. Sorry, my voice. I just got done streaming. But yeah, that is what my league start went like. I plowed through everything in under, I think, 14 hours on the character, which I know isn't super fast, but for me that's pretty good to get everything done. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play because of life and work and stuff like that, but I am getting more time to kind of do what I want on the weekends. But yeah, thank you all for sticking with me. Playing on new content. If you ever want to see me, I do stream weekly, about 2 to 3 times a week on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lord Ivan. So please check me out there, drop a follow, check me out whenever I'm live. I'm usually playing a different game than Path of Exile, since Path of Exile is my, put something on the second monitor, watch a show, play the game type game. But I do still feel like it's a very entertaining time over there. So yeah, thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a great rest of your nights, your days, whatever time it is right now. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.